recording now. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. We're working. Okay. So this is section 5-2. Oh, let's not write in red. Let's write in black. And this is called multiplying polynomials. Very important thing that you'll use for the rest polynomials that you'll use for the rest of your high school careers and beyond. Oh, I should turn the screen. Why didn't you tell me that? Okay, polynomials, and we're going to start with monomials. Okay, and monomials are things like, say I wanted to multiply. We've already kind of did this when we were talking about exponents, but 3x times 7x. Anyone know what the answer to that is? What's the answer to that? How would I do that one? Quinn, it's 21x squared. Okay? So we talked about this the other day. One way to think about it is you get your numbers together. It's 3 times 7 times x, right? Which gives you 21x squared. Another way, and it's probably a good idea to start thinking about these things, is with an area diagram. See how good I could draw, how well I could draw a rectangle there? Isn't that cool? So one way is to draw in a rectangle and make an area. Oh, that's not a very good. We don't even need a rectangle. All I need is part of a rectangle. So if I were to, if I put my 3x here and my 7x here, I multiply those together and I get 21, 3 times 7 and x times x, which is x squared. So a lot of times when we talk about multiplying polynomials, we talk about multiplying, making an area diagram. Okay, maybe here, I'm going to have you guys get a whiteboard. Okay, so in that box over there by Gia, where Gia is now standing, it's coming back, don't worry. There it is. Let's try this one. Shh. Oh, we're still recording. We got to pause. 3 times 6 is 18, and 8 to the 2 times 8 to the 3 makes 8 to the 5. Yeah? Want to try a harder one? No. Yes, you do. Okay. Try this one. Try this. Try this one. This one. Okay. This one's a little trickier because it's got some negative signs and some higher power numbers. Negative 2x to the 4th, y to the 5th. Negative 2x to the 4th, y to the 5th, times negative 4x to the 3, y to the 8th. Try that one. Give that a shot. You should have gotten 8x to the 7, y to the 13, right? All right, I think we've mastered that. We can move on. All right. So, so the next thing, okay, we're going to talk about is multiplying. I don't like this color. Green. You like green? Can you see that? How about dark green?
Don't do green at all.
Don't. How about throw up color?
How about do black? Just do black.
Just pink.
No, yeah.
Let's see what that looks like. Okay, multiplying. That looks good. Okay. Oh, that looks cool. Multiplying a monomial times a binomial. A binomial. Okay. So if you're multiplying a polynomial by or a binomial times a monomial, for example, say I wanted to multiply 5x times 8x plus 10. Anyone know how to do that? Okay, how do I do that, Jessica? You have to distribute. So you have to multiply this times this, and then this times this. So when you do that, that comes out to be 5 times 8 is 40x squared plus 5x times 10 gives you 50x, right? Another way to think about that, again, and I know it seems kind of dumb at the beginning with making a rectangle and stuff, but as we get more complicated problems, the rectangle helps you keep organized. So if I put like the 5x over here as the width of my rectangle and the length of my rectangle as 8x plus 10 over here, and I find the area of this rectangle. What would be the area of this rectangle right here? 40x squared, right? And what's 10 times 5x? 50x. So this is your answer, the area of that rectangle. So when we get into multiplying two binomials and a trinomial times a binomial and two trinomials, this area model becomes very good. And when we go backwards, when we do factoring, it gets really useful. Okay, so let's do another one. You can try this one on your whiteboard. So here we go. Pink? Is it pink? No, it's not pink. We'll get back to the pink in a minute. Okay, so say I want to multiply 3b times 3b, no, I don't write that down yet, times b squared minus 7b. You guys try that. Huh? Ready? So you guys should have gotten 3b cubed minus 21b squared. Yes? Good? Hey, be nice. All right, there you go. Okay, so it looks like I think you guys are already pretty good at that. We'll come back and do some more, okay? But now we're going to get into the good stuff, okay? The good stuff is multiplying a binomial times a binomial, okay? So multiplying, oh, I like my pink better. We're going to multiplying two binomials. Okay, so two expressions, both of which have two terms. So for instance, say I wanted to do x plus 2 times 2x plus 3. Okay? This is, has anyone done this before? Just one or two people, okay? Yeah. A couple people. So, does anyone remember a word? What's the word? There's a word that kind of goes along with this. Did you ever hear the expression FOIL? FOIL? Okay. Well, don't worry about it. I'm gonna tell you what FOIL means. But the best way to do this, or one of the ways to do it, is with an area diagram. Whoa. What happened there? Oh, I didn't want to make another rectangle. I wanted to make a straight line, okay? So here's a rectangle that looks like this, and with the rectangle, I put one side is one factor, x plus 3. If it were a minus sign, I put the minus sign in front of the number. And then I go x plus 2 over here. You could put the plus over here. Maybe I should erase that and put the plus 3 over here. So you find the areas of all these little squares. Okay? So what's x times 2x? 2x squared. What's 3 times x? That would be the area of this rectangle. 3x. What's 2x times 2? 4x. And 2 times 3 makes 6. Now you can combine your like terms. See here? There's x's. How many x's do I have altogether? Yeah, that looks like a peanut. 7 x's, right? So altogether my answer is 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to do another one, and then I'll give you some practice. You remember this? Okay. So another way to think about this is it's called FOIL. F-O-I-L. And FOIL stands for first. So first means I multiply the first terms of both binomials. So x times 2x, so this stands for first. So the first in this case would have been my 2x squared. 2x squared. O stands for outer. Okay? So what that means is I multiply the two things that are on the outside of my parentheses. So I multiply the x times the 3x. So this stands, I'm trying to keep my colors all good. Whoops, that's wrong. That's not how you spell outer. Okay, the next thing is outer. The next thing is inner. And the L stands for last. Okay? First, outer, inner, last. That way you never forget to multiply anything together. Okay? So the outer is x times 3. So in this case, in my little example here, the outer was 3x. What was the inner? The two numbers multiplied together on the inside. 4x. So the inner is these two. This one times this one. Okay? So 2 times 2x makes 4x. Okay? And last is these two right here. The 2 and the 3 make the last. So first, outer, inner, last, 2 and 3 makes 6, right? And then you could add them all together. 2x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 6 makes 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. Yes? Get it? So you can either use the rectangle or you can use the FOIL method. People are more like abstract thinkers. They like to use the FOIL method because it's kind of quicker and you can do it kind of in your head. People who are more concrete like to see it. Then you might want to use the rectangle method. Okay? So let's try one. Okay? So I'm just going to make one up. Here we go. Multiply okay, ready? Yep, sorry, I think maybe it's best to keep using the rectangle for a while. And once you get good at the rectangle, then you could kind of, And you could kind of forget about the rectangle and do the FOIL method. But I think the rectangle might be best. 3y plus 2 over here. Y minus 4, because I saw the people who just did it with the FOIL didn't come out as, they made more mistakes. 3y times y makes 3y squared. 2 times y makes 2y. Negative 4 times that, negative 12y. This times this gives you negative 8. And then combining those two like terms gives you 3y squared minus 10y minus 8. Everyone pretty much got that. Okay, should we try one more? Yeah. Oh, so what if I had something like this? So this is called, it's just kind of a little, aside or addendum or something like that. What if I had something like this? 3x plus 2 squared. Okay? And what people still do in my advanced pre-calc class, they square this and they square this and they go, there's the answer, 9x squared plus 4. That's not the answer. Because what does this mean? What does this mean? What does 3x plus 2 squared mean? 3x plus 2 squared. What am I multiplying by itself twice? 3x plus 2 twice. So I'll do this one, then I'll let you guys try one. So you have 3x plus 2, and you have 3x plus 2, right? So what's 3x times 3x? What goes in this box? 9x squared. What's 2 times 3x? 6x. What's 3x times 2 again? 6x. And 2 times 2 makes 4. And then you combine your like terms right here, okay? And you get 9x squared plus 12x plus 4. People always forget. They square this and they square this and they say, I'm done. And they forget about that there's a middle, the two middle terms, the outside and the inside. So they forget about this 12x here. So it's important to do that. So I'm going to give you guys one to try. Let's do 2y minus 5 squared. Go ahead. Viewing audience, now that I'm recording, the answer was 4y squared minus 20y plus 25. And our whole class got it, so that's good. I just want to show you a couple little formulas, and I'm going to give you like a 5-minute break, okay? 3-minute break, 20-minute break. What time do we get out of this place today? Okay. Okay, so a couple formulas that are useful to know, okay? So these are kind of the cheater formulas. If you have a plus b squared, okay, where a is one term and b is the next term, then that's equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So kind of what we did is, so if I have like 3x plus 7, okay, square it. If it's in this form, a shortcut for doing this is taking the first term, squaring it, okay, multiplying plus 2 times the first term, which is 3x, times the second term, which is 7, plus 7 squared, which is 49. And then you simplify. 9x squared, 2 times 3 times 7 is, I think, 42x. 42x plus 49. So that's kind of a shortcut, right? If I have a plus b quantity squared, that's how you read this. It's a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. The last, kind of like the last one we did, a minus b squared is equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So in the last problem that I gave you, what was the last problem that I gave you? 2y minus 5 squared. I could have done 2y minus 5 squared, and I could have just squared the first term, which is 4y squared. I could have multiplied 2 times the first thing times the last thing, which was 5. So it's 5. Wait. Minus, yeah, good. This number, you don't put a minus in front of it. You just put the 5 there. Plus b squared, which would be 25. Okay? So that comes out to be 4y squared minus 20y plus 25, which is what most of you guys got. So it's just a shortcut for doing that.
So you take away those negatives?
Well, you take away the negative for the second part, but you leave the negative for the middle part. And there's one more formula called the difference of two squares, a plus b times a minus b. Watch what happens. I just want to show you this when I FOIL. When I FOIL this, first gives you a squared. Outer gives you negative ab. Inner gives you positive ab. And last gives you b times negative b minus b squared. Okay, because it's positive b times negative b gives you negative b squared. What happens to negative ab and plus ab? They cancel out. And what you're left with is a squared minus b squared. So this formula, a plus b times a minus b, it gives you out this. Okay? So one more example. Say I were to have 3, or let's just do it, 2m minus n times 2m plus n. Okay? So they're exactly the same except one has a plus sign and one has a minus in between. Who can tell me what the answer is going to be? 4m squared, then what? The middle terms cancel out, and what's left at the end? N minus n squared. Okay? So it's just the a squared minus b squared. So if you have a minus sign here and a plus sign here, it becomes 4m squared minus n squared. Okay? I'm going to give you a short break, and then I'm going to collect this from you, so make sure you're doing it. Oh, look at this nice color. So this one, I'm not going to do out the whole thing. You should have got x squared plus 7x minus 30. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. This one, you should have gotten 20a squared then you have minus 22, is that right?
Well,
No, minus 22ab minus 12b squared. Okay? Because a minus 22ab comes from 2b times 4a gives you 8ab, and negative 6b times positive 5a gives you negative 30. And when I combine negative 30 with positive 8, I get negative 22ab. Okay? This one, who's got this one? What do you get for this one, Cole?
We got 9x squared minus 30x plus 25.
9x squared minus 30x plus 25. That is correct. This one is the one that people had trouble with. Hey, shh. You're going to see this on your homework. So, hey, stop, David. So when you multiply your first terms, this is the first, okay? First, I'm not going to make a box. First gives you m to the 4 n to the 6, okay? Because you add the exponents when I'm multiplying terms. The last term, it's that you don't have to worry about the middle terms because one is positive and one is negative, so they're exactly the same and they would cancel each other out. So this is like saying a plus b times a minus b. The a minus b, the ab and the minus ab cancel each other out. So now all I have to do is square this last term, and I put a minus sign in between. So what's 2m times 2m? 4m squared, okay? 4m squared. So that's that answer. So these are your 4 answers. Hopefully you're doing those kind of right. Put both your names on this and turn it in, okay? Put both of your names on it and turn it in. And then we're going to do one more thing.
Told you.
Oh, it has your notes though. So
Actually, two more. Be a little focused here. Last thing I'm going to talk about. Well, you got to pay attention here. This is multiplying any polynomials. So say I have some. I'm going to have you do one on a whiteboard. Second. Say I have something that looks like this, x plus 3, and I want you to multiply it by x cubed minus 5x minus 1. Okay? So now you got a binomial and a trinomial being multiplied together. Okay? Yeah, take your headphone out of your head. Thank you. Okay? So you can think about it this way. I have to multiply everything here by everything here. So it's like distributive property. So I could go this times this times this, and this times this. And then I have to go this times this times this, and this times this. And then I have to add them all up, right? Add all my like terms. But there's the neatest way to do it is with a box, okay? And so watch what happens with the box, okay? I'm going to put my binomial down this side, x plus 3 down here. And then across the top, I'm going to put my trinomial, x cubed minus 5x minus 1. And then I'm going to find the area of each box and add them up. Okay? So what's x times x cubed? X to the what? X to the 4. Okay? Minus 5x times x. What goes in here? Not 5x squared. Okay? What goes in this box? Negative 1x. What goes in this box? 3x cubed. What goes in this box? Negative 15x. What goes in this box? Negative 3. And then you look for terms that are the same. Okay? Well, I just have 1x to the 4th term, 1x cubed term, 1x squared term. I have 2x terms and 1 negative 3 term. So when I rewrite this, this is going to be x to the 4th plus 3x cubed minus 5x squared. What's minus x and minus 15x? Negative 16x minus 3. Okay? So you have 5 terms altogether. So that's kind of tricky, right? But not too bad. So I'm going to let you guys try one, and then we'll be one and done. All right. So you can do this on your whiteboard. We're going to try this one. There we go. You try. I will. x minus 4 times x squared plus x minus 7. Okay? You try that one. See what you get. Okay? Whoops. Let me just do this with you. X squared times x, you want to set it up like this. So you get x cubed there, x squared there, minus 7x. X times this gives you minus 4x squared. This times this gives you minus 4x. And this times this gives you plus 28. Okay? So you guys came up with x to the 5th, which a bunch of you did. You can't add together things that are not like terms. So x cubed and x squared, you can't add them together. You can multiply them, you can't add them together. So your final answer, you have an x cubed all by itself. You combine these two terms, right? Which gives you minus 3x squared. You want to do it in descending order. You can combine these two like terms, which is minus 11x. And then the last term is going to be 28. Okay? And that should have been your answer. Okay? I am talking about one last thing. Sorry, but I know I said this was the last thing. But this is really the last thing. Okay? If you see, so function notation, remember from first semester we had like f of x equals x squared plus 2 or something like that. That's called function notation. If you see f of 2, who can tell me what is f of 2? What's f of 2? Amanda? Or
It's 6.
it's 6. How do you get that?
2 squared is 4.
2 squared plus 2 is equal to 6. Now you're going to see something that looks like this. F of x plus a. Okay? So what that means is take x, hey, Jake, hey, what you're going to do is you're going to be taking x plus a and plugging it in everywhere you see an x. So if you see something like this, which you probably will, f of x plus a means x plus a squared plus 2. And if I FOIL this out, I get x squared plus 2xa plus a squared plus this 2. Okay? This is what f of x plus a means. Okay? Because you might see that on your Math Excel homework. I think you do. I'm not positive. But that's what that means. It says take x plus a and plug it in where you see x squared. Okay? That's the end of the lesson.